This is Thomas Rayner from NACHTMAHR, and you're watching Resistance Television 2012.
Thomas, you've been a really hard-working musician for a very long time in the industrial EBM scene. You've started off with La Mortelle, you've had 3 albums in 5 years. What keeps you going?
I've been doing this now for 15 years, and I think the driving force is like the urge to create, and music is a kind of self-therapy. It's like other people like talk with a friend, or when cases are worse, with a psychiatrist about their problems. And for me, music is this vent.
It's like cathartic, isn't it?
Yeah, where I can banish the stuff that bothers me into music and onto a CD, and it drives my life. And it's an urge to do this and create.
Yeah. I mean, you've obviously been like, when I started off in the industrial scene, there was like kind of the big four of B&B, Covenant, A-Pop, well, the big three there actually, but there were those key bands, and you've kind of become one of those key bands now within the EBM industrial scene. You're a very big name, you've played a lot of gigs, and do you ever feel like when you gash for a rider when you play at a show, do you ever check that they're actually paying attention by asking for daft stuff or weird things on the ride? No,
actually, what I just try to be professional, in another way, just keep communications up with the promoters, and just like, and the thing, it's just, you also, it's not a thing you ask for something and then if it's not there, you complaining. It's just like, you have to keep the dialogue up.
Because I mean, I've had in the past, I've booked a band once, I need a nude photo of the promoter, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm happy with that. So I got a picture of me when I was 4 years old with a beach ball, like completely stark naked. I'm there, that's me, I'm naked, is that good? And they were like, we were just checking that you were reading the rider.
No, honestly, I mean, this is all fun and games. I mean, I like to party like the next guy and everything else, but when it comes down to my music, I like to be rather, like very professional. And the bullshit's happening after the show's done. But everything that concerns the show is like serious.
So coming back to your music, NACHTMAHR is your solo project, and you're involved in other projects as well. Do you get different things from different projects you work on? Do you prefer the solo work, or do you like working with?
It's really good. At the moment, I'm doing just La Mortelle, the bigger project, which I've been doing for the last 15 years, which I recorded 10 albums with, and which is more renowned and bigger in Germany.
I think in the UK as well. So I remember I played
because it's more goth, and the music is very organic. We do a lot of live orchestra stuff, a lot of live instruments, and more complex arrangements. And so NACHTMAHR's music is like this really good juxtaposition. It's like the total opposite, and that reflects my kind of personality, because I also have this dual personality. I have this a very extrovert personality on one side, but also a very introvert part. So each project like reflects one part of my personality, and if you want to know who I am, you have to listen to both bands, and then you get the whole picture.
Yeah, different facets. Last year we caught up with you in the crowd at Resistance, and obviously you were here last year, here this year. How does it feel to be performing this year? Because last year I'm sure you enjoyed the show. And do you feel this has become one of the UK festivals to be?
I think it has, for me personally, it has to become the European festival. I mean, it is a small festival. Personally, I prefer these small festivals because it's more like, like a more family-oriented thing. You have all the bands backstage. We all know each other very well. It's very family-friendly, collegial atmosphere backstage,
yeah.
And same with the promoters. I mean, I know the guys who run this festival for a while, and know most of the local crew for some years, so it's really like a bit of coming home for me.
Excellent. Because I noticed last year, and previous festivals I've been at, there's very much a backstage area and an audience. And last year and this year, you see the bands mingling in with the audience and getting part of the party, and it's not very much like, we're above you, we're a big band. It's like, I'm going to come with my fun. I've done my set, now I'm just going to drink and have a laugh.
Yeah, because what I always say, and it was a big topic I discussed with many other bands yesterday and today, it's like this scene is just too small for big egos. We're all like reflecting a very small niche market. And the only way we can all survive in these dark times in the music business is to help each other, to work alongside and help out if anybody runs into any trouble.
We've just come upstairs from after watching Detroit Diesel, which you said I know you went to watch them live as well.
Yeah.
What other acts have you been excited about checking out?
Definitely Ultraviolence is like the act I'm most excited about at this festival, because they're one of my like youth, or like one of the electronic acts I was to listen
one of the first bands I saw live.
Never saw them live though, but the music is like it's one of the first electronic bands I listened to, because I come from a rock metal background originally, so that's like a cult thing for me. And I also want to watch Waste, which is really nice. Good friends with the guys. We played with them a couple of times in the US, and really glad to see them, hang out with them at this festival, basically.
Excellent. So obviously we talked about the bands you want to see this weekend, All France and Waste, but most of the bands we talked about have got quite an eclectic influence, an eclectic mix of music to listen to. If we got your MP3 player and looked at the next 3 or 4 tracks, what do you think we'd find?
You'd find a lot you wouldn't expect, because I'm a pure musician. Therefore, I work each day in the studio. I have my working hours. I'm very disciplined about that. Therefore, when I produce like hard dance or the hard industrial music all the time, I barely listen to that kind of music privately. It's more like I listen to a lot of apocalyptic folk stuff, like Death in June, all these kinds of old bands. Order Equilibrius, Rosario, a band called Rome from Luxembourg, I'm a big fan of. A lot of classical, some downbeat techno, like a big scene of that in Austria, like the really downbeaty stuff. So really rather calm and introvert music, because I just can't make 8 hours of hard beats and then continue with the same kind of music to relax. It's just not happening.
As an industrial DJ, I run a club, and people come to house parties and I play things that can be like country or something, or Johnny Cash. They're like, well, why are you listening to like bang, bang, bang? Because I can't do it all the time.
Exactly.
You know?
So you had your latest release was Can You Feel the Beat EP, which featured lots of different remixes by artists, including I think by the likes of Grendel, for example. If you could have your choice, you're getting rid of the rules of space and time, which artist would you love to remix your work?
Peter Gabriel.
Peter Gabriel.
I'm a very big fan of Peter Gabriel. He's one of my really big heroes. It's like, you know, some a lot of people can't relate to it, but it's like it's a very musician-oriented music, if you know what I mean. All the production work and all the details is like very special. So he's one of my idols when it comes to making music. I know that will surprise a lot of people, but I think it's like artistry. It's not entertainment, it's artistry.
Okay, so I think we'll round up the interview there. One last question. If you want to send a message out to people who were at Resistance, people who couldn't make it to Resistance for whatever reason, what would you like to say to them?
Yeah, everybody who missed out Resistance, you're fucked. Because last year was already very good, and this year they really exceeded my expectations by far. So next year I would really suggest that everybody should grab their tickets a lot sooner, because it was sold out this year, and I mean, as soon as they announce it, grab your fucking tickets.